Okay, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if we can make this one come up a treat. Sorry about the shaking. Fucking stupidity. Hate it when it shakes. Gonna make this one really light. Gonna add a little bit of extra there. Wondering the contrast, we're going to leave it. Oh, I've got a phone call on this. I can't answer it clearly. I hate it when the phone rings at this time when I'm demoing, so I'm just going to ignore it. Have to ring them up later. So this is what we're photocopying. We're photocopying this creature, or this action figure, should I say. So we're photocopying this action figure. It only cost me $1 from a second-hand shop. I forgot to remove the price tag off the back of it. These are basically the kind of dolls, if you'd like, that boys typically play with. And of course they wouldn't market them as dolls, so they're action figures. I don't know the history of the action figure, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe initially it would have been a bit controversial, because boys, supposedly, folks, boys don't play with dolls, so they call it an action figure. I don't know, I should look it up, but basically they're just like dolls for boys, primarily for boys. A lot of girls play with them too, I'd say, so that's all right. You don't have to be totally gender specific. What's the word? Gender correctness or whatever. So this looks interesting. Maybe we could. Gonna move him down a bit, down this way. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to get him straight. I'm actually thinking we're going to lighten him up a bit more. But no, not there. It's got to go here. Oh, the brightness has gone back. That's a bit odd. I thought I already put it in play. It's there. That's really strange. Okay, out it comes. We've moved it in the wrong fucking direction, so we've got to push him up a bit. Fuck, I hate that. Yeah, I don't know why I moved him down. He's got to go up, folks. But yeah, they are. I think that is a marketing ploy, an action figure rather than a doll, than a boy's, supposedly. I when I was a girl, when I was little, should I say, I'm still a female, I used to hate dolls, and I still don't like them. They're just so plasticky and ugly, and yet when I was a kid I never liked them, so I didn't like being given dolls as Christmas presents or anything like that. We're going to make this into a movement piece. But basically I just hated dolls. I just hated them, folks. I hated wearing dresses. Yeah, I hated wearing dresses too, and I still don't wear them. So I'm going to use that as our master copy. So yeah, I just don't have a liking for, I could be called gender non-conforming, because I do like things that are not considered normally feminine, and I do like physics and shit, and I want to one day build a copier system. I want to become CEO of a huge multinational photocopier company, so I can build machines that are good for the environment and good for the human race. So a machine that satisfies the necessary environmental and social. It's got to be suitable for the environment and the planet and the human race. We can't go stripping our planet bare of resources. So this photocopier is going to be made primarily out of recycled materials instead of what's known as virgin materials, mined materials. So the thing that's going to become the rubbish tip is going to be the new mine. The rubbish tip will be where we mine for our minerals to build this thing. So yeah, so we're going to make the planet greener and cleaner, cleaning up the rubbish tips of the world, looking for metals and minerals like gold and silver and electronics and shit like that. And we're going to hopefully make these countries like China and India inhabitable for natural species, and to bring back waterways that once were toxic with e-waste and other shit that mankind has tossed mainly from the more affluent countries. So we have to think of our future, folks. We have to think what we can do to make the world a better place, and stuff what other people think. Forget the people who told me, including my parents, that I had to be feminine. I can't do that, folks. I'm not interested in trying to appease people's stereotype nonsense. I've got to do what I feel is right, what I know is right in my heart, instead of following all this gender appropriate stuff. But who cares? If I want to be a CEO and make a difference, well, fuck, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to let the criticisers and the haters say that the woman's role is in the house or in the kitchen. I know that's a bit old-fashioned, but you get the feeling that it's still like that. That a lot of relationships are like that. I'm going to get married to a man who I know who's called Luigi, and he's not one of those gender stereotype types of guys. He really does care about me, and he wants me to be happy. So you can still be a feminine woman, you can still be a woman, but at the same time you don't have to follow all the stereotypes of what it is to be a female, what it is to be a woman. You got to basically follow your heart and your conscience. You got to know what you want. You got to know what is right. Sometimes most of the time, people don't know why they're on this planet for. They just come into this world and they live their life, living it for themselves, or maybe for their cliquey group of friends or their family, and they don't realise they can make a fucking difference, and they just follow the stereotypes of this world, that you have to have children, you're selfish if you don't have children. I don't want children, folks, but I'm too old for children. I'm actually now, this looks brilliant, I'm now actually 47 now, so to have kids wouldn't wise idea in this age bracket that I'm in. I can't have children because it would mean the child could be born with a birth defect. It's more likely to happen. And I just don't have... Yeah, I've already overlapped it, yeah. So I just don't have the time to... Yeah, if the child turns out with a disability, that'd be really difficult. I myself am disabled at the moment. Brain damage at birth, cord around my neck, feet first at birth. There was no doctors there to help out my mother, so I was basically had a cord around my neck and a breech birth. I just said that, sorry. And that would equate to me having damage to the short-term memory and the hippocampus, which is the part that takes the short-term memories and turns them into long-term memories. And they're going to have the technology to fix that. The bionic technology, brain implants to help me function fully so I can one day become the CEO and become a scientist. I want to be a scientist as well as a CEO. I want to be able to find solutions to problems like climate change or plastics in the ocean. I just want to make a difference, folks, out there. I don't want to just live my life not attending to what is needed to help in the world. We've all got to have our fucking passion and our dreams, folks. Don't let the fucking normal people of the world tell you can't dream big. You got to dream big, folks. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen and the world's just going to be darker and darker and darker. And we can't have that, folks. We've got to dream. We've got to think beyond the stereotypes, beyond what your parents think is the right thing to do, you know. And the bullies at school, they're another pain in the ass that I had to deal with all of my life, not most of my life. The bullies at school, my entire school life was dictated by them. I didn't do anything to, how should I put it, I didn't obey them. I just found that they just dictated to me because I couldn't stop them. They kept in my ears constantly and I could not get a break from them. So they dictated my fucking lack of enjoyment of school, as well as the problems with the brain that were undiagnosed and are still currently undiagnosed to this day. So I'm going to have a lot of tests done. Anyway, that's come up looking a treat. I think now we can call this demo quits.